He will not. Vayne is out. So it looks like there it goes. They do go Gragas. They do go Diana.
Ooh.
Will they finish up with the Kale? And it's AD carry heavy for Dig.
Yeah, they're going straight at double lift. They want to get him off of his comfort zone because they saw so much success when double lift wasn't expecting Vayne bans and people banned it against him. He was using a different AD and he couldn't perform. They're going that they're taking that to the next level here. Like, okay, your go-to after Vayne is Twitch. We'll ban that one out as well. The question now is, do they want to follow it up with a third AD carry ban? And they do.
4 altogether.
Yeah, with the Draven ban coming. I mean, double lift definitely. Double lift hates Draven, so to be fair, that's not.
That might just been a hate Draven ban. It doesn't even matter if PewDiePie wants to play it or not. But yeah, we have a lot of AD carries being banned out here. If you're watching, I'm guessing you are. It's good to see what's happening. Shen being first pick, so we're going to have one Shen in the game teleport top.
They definitely could just be doing that trick where you listen to the stream and you're doing your homework, not watching it.
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah, so the Shen up top for Hotshot or in the jungle for Chowster. He actually has jungled Shen a couple times. He hasn't had the best results, though, we've said, when he's not on either that Jarvan or that Lee Sin. So we'll have to see if they actually pick up another one. Hotshot definitely likes the Shen. It follows his tanky champion with CC, with global pressure that he likes to play.
Crumb's loving the Nasus lately. He has put a little bit of Volibear in the switch up when Nasus gets banned, but really no jungler is seeing any attention in the pick ban list here. We got the lock in. Actually, now it's a lock in coming from Kiwi Kid. That's probably going to Patoy. We'll have to see since Scar wasn't focused out this time.
Yeah, and I mean, since Volibear would be his second pick, this is the 3.05 balance patch that is the first time in the LCS where we're seeing that change to Volibear's Q, where the level 1 got a big hit in speed, but it actually got a bonus when you max it. A lot of people don't max that till last, so they haven't been taking him as much. When Crumbs locked in that Nasus, he immediately changed his summoner to Ghost too, so I feel like he's not trading with anybody. This won't be some sort of top lane Nasus or anything. That's generally going to be in the jungle.
I'm interested to see what Kiwi Kid plays this game. He also has kind of had a variety of champions that he likes to play in that top lane. We haven't seen some of the ones he's playing since the beginning of the season, like we said, because of changes as well, new patches coming in. But it's always interesting to see what he brings to the table. As we said, he's always a consistent player in that top lane. CLG looking to bring out some global presence with the comp.
They add the Twisted Fate on top of the Shen Stand United here. So even though Nidalee is open for CLG, they haven't picked it, and they go with the double globals, looking to pressure all over the map very quickly. And I always say when I'm in the bottom lane and I have globals on my team in solo queue, it always just makes you feel so confident, because as soon as they hit 6, you go very aggressive. That works really well with CLG style because they put so much onto double lift. If Chopster's not able to pull off ganks in the bottom lane here, now we've got globals. We can have Shen come into the bottom lane from anywhere on the map, and Twisted Fate, he barely has to go below the mid lane there to come visit. So 3 globals now. Up in the ante. Everybody's going to get a piece.
It's kind of like a counter global. I can't be there, but I can help. And I kind of like the fact that they have Zyra right now. If Patoy's on Zyra, that gank in the bottom lane is going to be so much harder. You're just grasping route where the cards come out. You're only going to get your yellow card there, and you probably have a safe AD carry. So that's really good. Link may be focusing the top lane more unless they can just body pressure bottom, and it won't matter what they bring.
Speaking of AD carries, we have not seen Corki in forever.
Yeah.
He just dropped off the map, was not popular at all. He got a little buff to his ultimate here in this
last time PewDiePie played him was in week 4.
Yeah, he reloads a litlittle quicker. He's got more missiles to fire now.
All the missiles. Super safe play.
But yeah, PewDiePie definitely did like Corki in his heyday, back when everybody was playing.
Three Doran's Corki.
A big fan of that. Chowster looks like he might be going with the Amumu, the tanky CC. I'm definitely a big fan. He heard Jat talking about Loudamortis is the only Amumu player, or somebody, maybe it was Freak, talking about Loudamortis is the only Amumu player for the NALCS. Chowster wants to take a crack at that title.
It could synergize quite well. They do have a good amount of ability power here. Not so much hybrid from Ezreal, but everybody's going to take effect once he gets in there and start just headbanging off of people and really shredding that magic resistance.
They have a lot of mobility, too. I mean, when you set up a team fight with an Amumu CC, Ezreal is already one of the most slippery, so it's going to be very hard for that Dignitas team to get to the back of him. Crumbs is going to be trying to get a wither on him. But if Double Lift is tricky enough, he can actually avoid that for a while. And Ezreal's one of the ADs that's least hit by that attack speed reduction of Wither, because he is a lot about his skill shots that he's throwing, his mystic shots, and his shifts. So we see the return to the Singed.
Oh, I just said he didn't play the champions he played in week 2, and he made me a liar. So he does pull back the Singed, lost a few of those stats on his ultimate, which kind of made people shy away with that crowd control. Not as well, or not as effective. So we'll see if he can still be a menace. It's really a 20-25 minute game when Kiwi Kid starts to shine on Singed and hit that laugh button.
I think a lot of this is going to be on whose split pusher can get more powerful. If Hotshot gets a good start and he gets to that point where Shen can just bully a lane, then they're going to have the upper hand on Dignitas, and they can force the rest of their 4 members can force a team fight because they'll have the upper hand with this AoE Amumu CC and Link being able to jump around. That Kiwi Kid, he'll probably be forced to farm behind the lines and do that the Singed thing where he proxies behind turrets. And it could, they're very similar team comps actually. Both of them very AoE oriented with that split push option.
All right, so coming into Game 6 here of Super Week on Wednesday, our final match of the day looks to be Push-A-Palooza between Hotshot GG on Shen and Kiwi Kid on Singed. We'll see if they switch the lanes up. Like we said, Dignitas likes to play the support AD mid, so they may put Scar in the long lane. We'll have to see how they decide to play it.
I'm excited for this new Corki lane. We haven't seen an AD Corki in quite a while here. He's going Hot Rod Corki as well. The oldie but goodie. One of the best Corki skins with a giant mustache that definitely fits Cutie Pie's style. He's a big hair guy. He's not a big hair champion.
Just curl some around and make it a mustache. The team's poised, faced off here for Game 6. We have 14 more games over the next 2 days in NA, and then another 20 in Europe. But right now, glue your eyes to the screen. Game 6 is underway. Riven Kobe bringing you CLG versus Dignitas as we round out Super Week Wednesday.
We start this game off with a serious lack of red elixirs. Only one for Cutie Pie and one for Hotshot here. We've seen so many more in the earlier games today that this just seems kind of like, oh, where's everybody going with all these wards and health potions?
You can't throw wards at people.
You could, but people can shoot those down in 3 hits. There, Crumbs gets seen out. We have some vision for both teams, and let the games begin because CLG is invading. Probably just going to drop off a ward here, though, as Dignitas go to spread out.
Yep, special delivery to blue buff as well as that bottom side of mid. And Chaucer's going to have to be careful, right? Because every time that Loud Mortis plays Amumu, they are all over the jungler. And really, Amumu is one of the hardest to be hit by an invade. It doesn't look like Dignitas wants any of that, though. So they're giving Chaucer easy mode. Yeah,
invading Amumu, taking blue away from him is actually really key. Slows down his jungle a lot. It looks like CLG not going to let that happen, though. They're doing some bullying of their own. They have Thresh. Thresh early game is just huge. Patoy taking this opportunity to place a ward. He was seen going in there, though, so CLG will have the knowledge that he's probably placed a ward somewhere around their race, and they can work around that.
And slowly moving to their spots. I don't know if we're going to have Dignitas switch up the mid here. Looks like Cutie Pie will head towards the bottom lane. We have a barrier double lift versus a cleanse Cutie Pie. I can see that being the case.
Yeah, this is dangerous too because he's going to try and stop those double golems like we saw earlier in the day, but he's up against the Thresh, so you have to be careful about that hook.
No, he is in the bush, and he's actually getting pinched in quite hard here. Will he even want to go for that one? It's not going to give him. He gets to 55. Oh, he does get out. Oh, they're going to get it in. The attack's coming. Why does he? Oh, he waited. He got it the last second. They waste cleanse. If he does get out, the lane becomes much more dangerous. Cutie Pie, was it worth it? First blood for double lift.
Worth right there. He stole the double goal. I said, you got to be careful invading against that death sentence because he can catch you out. He actually flashed just straight forward, so the hook was still lined up. if you're going to flash, you just flash a little bit to the side there so the skill shot's going to miss. But Afromu did not hesitate to go in on the back of that. First blood for a big golem.
And that's so crazy. Flash and cleanse down. Corki still has Valkyrie, but that's going to be a rough lane because you are also against Arcane Shift.
Does not look cheery now. That's immediately just a downer for the rest of the team. They have to stay focused, though. They need to keep their heads in this game because they've already dropped one, and they don't want to go down any further. They're in this rush with TSM and even Curse for these top three teams really battling very hard because the second spot is so important.
As we look around at some of the buys here, oh, the toss going out, Valkyrie forced. We see the flask buy to the elixir in the top lane for Kiwi Kid and Hotshot. You see Hotshot just getting the blades out, trying to stop a lot of that damage being brought back by the potions. Link looks like he actually put himself down a ward there to keep it safe.
Yeah, so this 2 versus 2 lane down bottom is definitely going to be harsh for Dignitas, to say the least. He's on the back foot, already down over 10 CS this early in the game, plus first blood going to double lift over there, and red elixir money having been sent there by Cutie Pie. Hotshot just getting some harass on here. He's got Chester in the wings, but not nearly close enough to capitalize on that taunt.
Finally able to hit that. They got it. Kiwi's got to know that Chester has to be somewhere or near somewhere up here. He's playing very safe. He's not even really putting the poison trail on. He's letting this lane push, knowing that that ward is there for Hotshot. Kiwi's just playing a cautious game.
So trying to put some pressure on the Singed lane with a very low burst combo of Shen and Amumu. I mean, they've got great CS, but it's not a lot of damage because the last time they balanced Amumu, what they hit was damage on his bandage toss.
Right.
Even if you level up bandage toss, it doesn't scale up the damage very, very quickly anymore. And so I mean, we've got Kiwi Kid at half, but still it's going to be rough. Hotshot goes into the turret.
Oh, they try to pull him out there. He goes down to 100 HP, and they're forced to just walk out of this one. They know there's really no presence from the top lane, so we'll see Crumbs now making his way there to see if he can counter what just happened.
That's a whoops-a-daisy there. Hotshot's definitely going to have to pull back out of that lane now. There goes that advantage. Kiwi Kid going to continue to farm up top all by himself there, and Chester really needs to get back into farm mode.
And really, that wouldn't even be a counter from Crumb's top. He would have acted on that. The catalyst being a little bit too much aggression from CLG. The lantern being placed to make sure they aren't finding anything of the same, as Afro doesn't have a ward for that forward, or doesn't want to put a ward in that forward bush, I should say.
So Cutie Pie, you know, he's doing his best to claw back into this. The early CS advantage, though, and the 0 items in his inventory are definitely key here. Even with a red elixir ticking, not able to bully.
Like he wants to just be able to stay and farm in that lane, picking up the Null Magic Mantle right off the bat. Wards for Kiwi Kid to keep him safe. He grabs the same thing. Looks like boots are going to be first finish for both of these guys. Double Lift keeping the pressure on that bottom lane. They should not give up. They get the grab around the right side of the minions. He wanted that one just around the outside. Crumb's coming from the back here, and it looks like he will not even put the Wither down.
Great job by Double Lift and Afro not going in on that hook. Crumbs was ready for the counter gank. He wanted that hook to land. He wanted CLG to go aggressive, but they didn't bite on that. And now he's just going to be forced to recall here. The bottom lane just going to have to fend for themselves. Remember, too, that Dignitas spent a lot on this bottom lane. They banned 3 bans against Double Lift. And then they just go ahead and feed him first blood. This Ezreal is going to be a real big pain late game.
Yeah, to kind of switch what they were doing, it's a very good point from Champion Select to now. It was almost kind of just forgot, but by one person, right? Patoy wasn't there to help him. It was for that golem, and it wouldn't have helped any all-in that Double Lift and Afromu were going to try to do at certain points. So we'll see if they can repair that in the bottom lane. It's 1-0 at 6 minutes and 40 seconds in. It's a 1,000 gold lead going to Counter Logic right now as the taunt coming in from Hotshot. A little bit of the harass causes the ultimate from Kiwi Kid.
I like how Kiwi Kid went all the way down to the blue buff there of CLG to place his ward too, because he knows as soon as that thing is up, that's a huge point of contention for Amumu and Twisted Fate in the middle. They'll have perfect vision of what CLG's plans are for the next few minutes of this game.
Trying to see the movement of the junglers right now. They are actually just kind of hanging out at that wolf camp. Both
there it
going
is.
to put pressure on top and bottom side. So it looks like they're going to be going down blue buff to Karthus for Skara. And they may start to focus on this bottom lane. A 4-on-2, and then the Dragon could be in their favor. The CLG may be heading top side.
Well, they don't capitalize on the ward. They just have vision, and they're going to go take that Dragon. They know that at that 7-10 minute mark around where the second blue buff comes back up, both of the members of CLG are going to be over there, and they go for this Dragon because they have Nasus. They burn it down, and here comes Twisted Fate.
Blink going in. There's the grasping root I was talking about. Can they follow up on the cards? And that's why they have the death sentence to bring Skara in. The Requiem is up. It may be able to finish off Link. I think it'll be 50 damage short on that, and he keeps the Requiem to himself.
That was too late for Dragon, though, and it left Kiwi Kid in the top lane. He's getting free farm up here. They're getting a lot of damage on this top turret. That was good for Dignitas. They burned 2 global ultimates, and they're going to get some free farm up here. Plus, they got the global gold from Dragon before they were able to get there. Oh, Kiwi Kid, a couple tower shots. That ultimate there from Double Lift.
Doesn't slow down too much. He should be able to beat that turret down with a newly formed wave at it as well. Chaucer looking to invade here and get himself some vision of the jungle so Counter Logic can continue to push their advantages and really make this map pressure omnipresent.
Yeah, so they just took that blue buff. Their ward right there, not going to do a whole lot. Crumb's shoving this middle back in. He's going to get some damage on this turret too, as Chaucer can't really scare him that much. Even gets a little free hit, whacks him upside the head with his cane.
Ping's going down on the mid lane, actually from Dignitas. They're like, hey, you can have Wraiths. So that's what they're actually telling Skara. He's like, no, give it to me, start walking away.
So with that with the bottom turret here taken by CLG, I like how Dignitas do not hesitate to shove that lane back out. PewDiePie's using everything at his disposal to try and shove bottom lane because he knows that the AD and support from his lane are going to go put pressure elsewhere. The middle is where they're choosing to go with this one here, and now Chaucer's going to invade on this red because they have vision of Crumbs. They want to keep him in the lane so they can take out the rest of his jungle.
Almost 10 minutes into the game here. Chaucer looking to pick up the red buff. Not too hard. It was a good challenge for him, but he was able to get it. Didn't even have to use Smite. Kiwi Kid taking some damage from Hotshot top, but he's got to wait for that energy. If they go in now, it'd be too soon. So Hotshot just looking to wait this one out with bated breath, and then they could have this gank, but the counter coming from Crumb soon.
Link just waiting in between lanes right now. He could go either top or mid. It looks like he wanted to go top.
And there it is, drawing the cards out, puts himself in turret range, actually takes a few, and that really forces Kiwi Kid out. He was ready to take it. Great positioning.
Yeah, Link doesn't get to get his hands on any of that gold here, but they do take the top turret and answer. And PewDiePie, backing off of that bottom turret, doesn't have to deal with double lift. The BF sword really would mean a one-way duel there if they do go head-to-head as AD carries. Skara doing a pretty good job here zoning off Afro move.
And as Skara did before in Twisted Fate, Link looks to finish the Lich Bane himself. Afro taking a good bit of damage there. They choose to go out instead of in on him. The crowd can... Oh, that's why. Throws on the Requiem as the shield enough. It keeps him alive. He's going to go ahead and just give us a nice show while he backs.
That's actually a really big cooldown. The level 1 Karthus ultimate being burned without a kill there means 185 seconds more. Not going to have that available.
And global map presence is huge against this team. The windows for Link and Hotshot GG will be up before that. So they're going to have a huge map presence over Requiem for a good amount of time. They decide to use it. Double Lift uses the ult in middle to now focus pressure onto this mid turret.
Chester always is the shot caller for CLG, and he always says we need to prioritize minions and turrets. League of Legends is a game about buildings. You have to control the minion waves, and you have to take down as many of those buildings as you can. Keeping up the pressure, Kiwi Kid up in top gets taunted out by Hotshot for a good trade over here. It looks like they're just going to back right off there. Both of them tanky. Kiwi Kid pops out his ultimate, and we have Link, his ulti. He's got another 20 seconds on that, and it'll be available with the Stand United from Hotshot. So we'll have to see if they do coordinate both of those ultimates again. As Crumb comes in, this is going to be a double slow gank, and they back off.
Not going to happen.
That was a very slow-mo gank, very anticlimactic there.
Hotshot again back and forth with the Kiwi Kid. Chauster wards just on the back side of the dog as he goes over. Looks like they're going to look for blue buff, but it's not there. Heading down towards the bottom lane. They look to get a pretty good push here. Patoy and the rest are backing for Dignitas, so they have a little bit of free time to play with. That Dragon is still down, so they're pretty much objective free for the damage that they have. There's no Baron even up to go for right now, so they're pushing these turrets.
And Dignitas really looking to stall right now. They're in the same sort of mindset that GGU were in. He's trying to go for late game here. He's got Karthus with the 2 stacking items. He's going for that Rod of Aegis right after his tier, skipping boots so he can get it ticking as soon as possible. Really wants to be able to get that power spike, but for a while, he's not going to have the huge AoE presence. We saw before, his Requiem couldn't finish off even Afro move there. The shield was enough to take away, and now CLG are going for the steal, but there's no vision in that ward, so Crumbs could try and go for the smite battle here and try and take it away, but Chauster wins the duel.
Chauster combines that despair along with Tantrum, and he throws it in. There is the curse of the sad mummy. Will they put the box down as well? They can't get it in range. He does throw it down, but in defense, Skara gets caught right up in it with a good stun as well. They lock down Skara. Requiem is down, and this is that fight I was talking about. The Stand United was able to come out. The Destiny was able to come out. CLG fighting in the window. He got flipped lanterned and is forced to flash over. A little ping pong there for Double Lift, but he gets himself out safe.
We've seen this time and time again from these recent Karthus where they want to get into that team fight. It seems like their mind is set on dying. He goes forward, even though the rest of his team not really in the position to follow up on that team fight. He wants to get all his AoE damage off, but they kind of give away those kills. And we talked about before when Jackie was on Karthus, there was a game where he didn't die at all on Karthus. Just because you have this passive and you can still do damage after you die, doesn't mean that you have to zombie mode, dive the team every single time, and give up a kill like that if you're not going to get something out of it.
And CLG has a great team of stopping a walk-in initiation, and that's exactly what everybody on Dignitas brings to the table. It flashes down, like now.
Both of these teams really have great counter initiates. Zyra, pretty much the same as Moonra there as far as counter initiating, because if the rest of the team dives on you, she can pop out that huge AoE. CLG, they're going to go for this dragon without the ultimates from any of the key members here. No Shen, no Amumu, no Twisted Fate, but it doesn't matter because there's no vision here, and Dignitas is not in the position to counter that. So instead, they all swing top lane here. You can see Cutie Pie going up that lane as well. They've got a ward onto blue, and they're going to want to shove that top lane into the top turret.
So just like Cop last game, Double Lift doing what he can to stay alive, not die, but he has all the kills. Chauster here now at blue, taking quite a bit of damage. His flash is up, forced to be used. It looks like his smite was down previously, so this blue buff will be going over to Dignitas. There's no cheeky grabs coming in here, and it will be grabbed up. One of them. I didn't see who grabbed it.
So it's Zyra got it.
It was gonna be Zyra.
But it was a good counter invade. They weren't rewarded with the dragon after though, like CLG were after their blue buff invade. So definitely a huge win for CLG right there. The pressure onto that top turret doesn't end up following through right here because CLG are answering middle and Sky's just trying to defend it himself.
Link still rushing his Lich Bane. Rod of Ages still looking to be finished, and a lot of the core items have been slowed down this game. Usually you see that 13, 14 minutes, coming up on 16 minutes here. They have not been completed, and that may just because nobody has gone back for them. We're still seeing items pieced together. A Bloodthirster for Double Lift, and then he focuses on the Phage. You see a teleport coming in for Link for aggression now on the bottom turret.
Yeah, you know, not the most spectacular right there. He only went a few feet, one screen over from the blue buff. They weren't able to catch out anyone. And that's actually a pretty big cooldown. The vision and the global control there. Now it's just a normal siege on this bottom turret as we have Kiwi Kid and Hotshot up in the top lane here battling it out. Hotshot's ulti is going to come up a lot quicker than the teleport for Kiwi Kid though.
Indeed, it's only got a sliver there. Kiwi trying to push this lane and keep Hotshot there. He knows that it's definitely an advantageous to stop that lane from pushing because Kiwi Kid teleport is down and he'll be staying in that lane when Hotshot leaves per usual. So at 4-0 right now, CLG wants to hold these advantages. You can see Dignitas trying to push that here as they now proxy farm with Kiwi.
Yeah, all is really going according to CLG plan right here. They have Double Lift just hyper farming at 178. It's kind of ridiculous. Kiwi Kid pops his ultimate to run the gauntlet through CLG's base, and he is going to start wasting people's time. Chaucer doing a little chase there, not going to get anything out of it, and he rejoins his team.
Kiwi Kid pre-applying for the new Gladiators episodes. He tries, like you said, to run the gauntlet there at 17 minutes. Ghost is down for him, and the ultimate is down. I don't know if that was like a quick mind deterrent or mind games that he was playing, but we'll see what they choose to do off of that. 17 minutes in, 26,000 to 20,000. So there's quite a lead in CLG's favor for 17 minutes into the game. They're using it right now, like we said, that gold on the AD carry, but it's also on the hot shot, so he can start becoming that tank, becoming a split pusher for his team. And if Doublelift is that fed already, the mechanics are going to continue to carry whatever lane he's in.
Yeah, we talked about last game where the advantages and disadvantages of having all your money on one squishy champion. That's not really the case with Ezreal, because Ezreal is so hard to catch. It's going to be really, really difficult for Dignitas to burst down Doublelift and make him a non-factor in this fight. He's so slippery, plus he has the Stand United from Shen, he's got the CC support from Chowster, as well as Link throwing out gold cards, and then Afro Moon protecting him as well. Lantern escapes on top of Arcane Shift is almost too many answers.
You can see by himself here, Link able to just keep those waves pushed out now with his builds. He actually goes ahead, builds that Wraith Collar, or the collar for his spooky ghosts, as we call them in the office.
The Twin Shadows will be coming out from Link. He loves that item, and that's because it really helps him a lot with catching people down. We saw before the Twisted Fate ultimate just a few screens over. You know, if he's also got Twin Shadows, he can apply slows if he doesn't get quite close enough. Then he can get into range to land his gold card.
It kind of helps the fact that he can get grasping rooted right out of coming. Oh, yeah. The toss goes in. Cutie doesn't think the Valkyrie right away. Well, they get a few ultimates from each side.
So I like the hesitation there. Chaucer did not go in on that to dive, even though they landed the hook, because he was expecting the ultimate from Zyra, and he just wanted to take the Zyra ultimate instead of gambling for the 100% burst onto Cutie Pie right there, because Cutie Pie's got his cleanse and his flash up. If Chaucer had burned his ult and his combo, that would have been a huge tool down for CLG, and Cutie Pie could have gotten out of it.
Doublelift looked like he's going for the Triforce build here as he continues to build the rest of the pieces. Looking around, the Aegis being built for both junglers as the bulwark to form. A lot of tier 1 boots still on the map as well. Oh, Curse of the Sad Mummy right onto Scar. They didn't even give him a second to blink there or figure out what's happening. Call 911. CLG picking up another kill, 5-0 at 20 minutes.
Exactly what you want to do against the Karthus. Burn him out before it's a team fight situation. Passive just goes to nothing right there. The Requiem's going to be back up in 20 seconds, though. So Dignitas really are trying to stall at this point. Wait for Scar to get back up.
Just the amount of time pretty much Scar has to be in the death chamber. CLG doing what they can. Another grab onto Cutie Pie there. Doesn't force the Valkyrie away. So Crumbs just smiting and using everything he can to get that minion wave off the turret. Scar is up. His ultimate is as well. And we have a lot of summoners to be used for Dignitas. They need to engage in a fight and pick up a kill for themselves.
The Dragon in 15 seconds here. CLG have it timed. They want to pick up that free gold, but their buy ward and the pink pings are coming out from Dignitas. It looks like they want to contest this one, but Toy Dragon a whole line of minions over here, so they aren't exactly going to be sneaky about it. There's plenty of wards here for CLG, and it would be very dangerous for Dignitas to actually rush this one down, even though they have that Nasus ultimate and they have Skara on the powerhouse that is. No, never mind. They'll just burn it right down. They don't care. CLG doesn't want to contest
it. He gets it with the wild cards, Link! You classy man, you.
I was going to say, you know, no smite up here for Crumbs means that it'll be a rough contest, but they actually there's nothing to say about that one, okay? You got stolen by wild cards. You have to give props to Link.
High five for Link. Definitely a very nice play there. And it looks like they're going to be able to push this one. He's probably got a smile on his face. He doesn't have a smile on his face. I'm a liar. But he's still probably happy about it.
Link, happy on the inside as always.
Exactly, but focused.
Keep his emotions
poised on the outside.
In check.
21 minutes in here, Kobe, a 8,000 gold lead, if you will. 5-0, Dignitas yet to draw blood from Counter Logic Gaming, and CLG is still on the offense, finding Kiwi Kid in the top lane, just harassed from Counter Logic Gaming. Hotshot GG at it again.
Just turning into a rough game for Dignitas here. They really need a team fight to go their way. They have to swing one of these next pinch points and hope to catch everybody out with Skara in an actually good place. If they have Kiwi Kid there and they have Crumbs there, they have enough slows to keep everybody around in a small area. That's where they need their Karthus AoE to shine, because he has completed his Rod of Ages. He's almost completed that Archangel Staff. And so as soon as he has that, he'll actually have a lot of AoE magic damage coming out, even though, you know, he's the 0-3, and he has been able to keep up with those minions. And the power will be there if they don't lose heart and they continue on with a good team.
So as we compare the 80 carries now, we've seen Triforce in Season 3 here and there, but comparing now to the builds, what QT is bringing out, the Triforce, we haven't really compared the two lately after Triforce changes. How are they going to add up once this game goes late?
Well, the reason everyone's really shied away from Triforce is the Phage component. Nobody's a big fan of the current state of Phage. So even though they reduced the cost on Trinity Force, you know, it's actually pretty cost effective.
Right.
Going through that phase where, you know, we got this Phage that's a little bit underwhelming. Some people have skipped. I love it on Doublelift here because he has so much money. Doublelift is really just running away with this game. He's got the kills, he's got all this crazy CS everywhere, and he's got the sustain from a Bloodthirster that he's almost like a fighter now. He can stay in this team fight. He can be in people's faces, and he can continue to lay down all this damage. You can see him on the front lines here, not backing away from that turret.
And you know what? Even now that I take a better look at the inventories, that combined with the Lich Bane, tower's gone, right? They're going to start crushing these things down, going hard on it. Link finds one in mid. That was Doublelift finding one in the top lane. So there go the towers.
So this is exactly what I predicted at the beginning of the game, where we have Kiwi Kid farming the same lane Hotshot is, just way behind him. So he's behind these turrets down here, farming up proxy behind those. The only thing is, for Dignitas, they have not taken a turret. So all these outer turrets are still up, and CLG have 2 globals to control the rest of the map with. The team comp combined with the early power that CLG got just makes it so hard for Dignitas right now.
He got the snow. He did not get the smite away. It went back over to Chaucer there. It looks like they're going to pressure this one down. Kiwi Kid getting quite hurt up. He gets taunted and hooked in there. It's going to be a lot of damage. Good growing roots there by Zyra. Not even growing roots, though. Scar taking a bit of damage. Defile on the backside, but look, they can't again get to the front. Like we said, Scar may want to die each fight as Karthus, but they can't get there. The box shuts them down. Curse of the Sad Mummy shuts them down. A max range bandage toss from Chaucer, getting them back into the fight. And it looks like they're going to have to back off here. It was a great ultimate by Patoy. Really stopped up the fight for a second, but wouldn't allow for a re-engage from Dignitas.
Saw just how slippery Doublelift was right there. He got Lantern, you know, he's getting shields all over the place. Can't keep him down. He didn't get any slow procs though, so at least Dignitas come out of that one with only 1 death.
See what Link can do. He's just going to go ahead and back right in the mid. Still with that swagger, riding high. Playing a great game. 1-0-3 there, 4-0-1, and it's going to be 0 in that mid column because they are kill shutting out and structurally shutting out Dignitas right now. 0 turrets, 0 kills, 25 minutes into the game, a 10,000 gold lead.
This is almost a repeat of the last time that CLG beat Dignitas. They didn't let Scar or QT get any kills or assists. Nobody on the team can get any kills or assists. Whether you've got Lambo or whether you've got Crumbs here, it's been really rough in this matchup. And you can see the differences here. Usually we talk about Infinity Edge, the better late game choice for 80 carries, but he's going up against one Infinity Edge versus Bloodthirster on Trinity Force on Last Whisper combined for Doublelift.
We'll see how they do. There's also about 130 CS that separates those two, and minion kills. The Destiny goes out. Where does he choose to draw his hand? And it's going to be on Patoy. They lay down the full house, take down Patoy, and they look to take down something in mid as well. The Cleanse and Flash are down for QT, so they have a good amount of room to engage here.
Yep, plenty of control around Baron for CLG. They've got an Oracles, they've got wards in their pocket. They're not going to hesitate to go on this one. They're going to start bringing it down, and Dignitas don't even want to venture over to that area of the map. They're just going to try and turtle inside their base and make a last stand at one of these turrets. Hope that CLG can completely misplay a dive and turn this one around, because that's really what Dignitas need.
They may be able to get a good lockdown if Kiwi Kid and Crumbs can find their way to Doublelift. But like we said, just such a safe carry. Doublelift not really playing Ezreal that much, but we can see that he still fits in his comfortable wheelhouse, and he's playing him just as he would any other carry right now. QT hindered himself on Corki in the beginning of the game. As we kind of recap a little bit here at 27 minutes, he went for that bottom golem Kobe. We saw him go down, and like you said, in a lane that kind of wants to be aggressive, a lane that banned out 480 carries in Champion Select. Kind of gave away that first kill.
Yeah, we'll go back to the sour note of the beginning of the game for Dig there. QT, he did steal away that golem, though.
He did get the golem.
He did steal that sucker away. Tough break, though. I don't want to give first blood to Double Lift. Even with that red elixir pop, they had a hard time. Now, it's really the turtle game here. The dragon's up, so CLG could easily grab that and then pressure on any one of these lanes. They could even pressure all of these lanes because they have Shen. Stand United, he's able to split push. Link, he could split push from the middle, get to either top or bottom easily with his ultimate, and they could just really push in every single one of these lanes at the same time. They have the power to do it, and they have the utility.
Dignitas has to find a fight where they can draw out at least the box from Aphromoo. Make them use that in defense, because it's such a shutdown for Scar to get in these fights. He's had to use Flash every time to put himself in a good position to start doing damage. 28 minutes in here with Dignitas still looking for the first kill. CLG looks to pressure the first inhibitor turret of the game.
Looks like they won't spread themselves too thin here. Just going for the dual lane push. Hotshot down in the bottom. He even has a blue elixir pop there to go along with his Baron buff, and they're onto the turret.
Wow, Hotshot being very aggressive here, putting himself right out front. Could get Withered flip back, but it looks like it's what he wants. Allowing himself to get out of the fight or bait something in. Chaucer just on the outside waiting for that engagement as well. They are itching to get into this fight. Dignitas staying very safe.
Yeah, CLG fishing for hooks right here. Aphromoo just throwing out that death sentence, hoping to leash pretty much onto anybody. They'll pretty much take whatever they catch here for it. Hotshot taking a couple turret hits for Double Lift there.
Trade back from Cutie Pie and Double Lift on shots as well. Link waiting for the mid with his Lich Bane. He's going to be able to drop that turret pretty much by himself if they allow him to stand there, and you can just see how much damage that puts out every time it procs on that damage. And more shots from Double Lift, getting those as well with his Triforce in, a latch onto Skara, but it's not enough. They just want the turret. They have beautiful pressure right now.
You can see that Dignitas really lacking the hard engage. Don't have much of an answer for the CLG Siege right now. Dignitas' team is really built around that counter engage. Like I said, the Zyra ultimate, they have to wait for CLG to get on them before they pop out the great AoE, and then hope that they can lock people up long enough for Skara to melt them down.
And Dignitas is really their favorite thing to do here once it gets to that later part of the game is push all three lanes. They're confined to guarding their turrets right now. CLG, with this global presence, has taken such an effect from the mid part of the game. One turret goes down, the wall as well. Curse of the Sad Mummy right onto Skara. He is down. Stranglethorns is a good pop-up, but I don't know if it's enough to keep CLG on the back line. Hotshot GG going so deep into the fight. Chaucer's there with him as well. The Wither goes down. It looks like they're able to push it off enough to take the inhibitor.
Well, they got the combo of the Zyra ultimate on top of Skara's body there, but the turret had already got down. Not much more damage going to come out from them. Bottom goes down, middle goes down. That's two inhibitors.
So, like I said, that global pressure that they can just create with this, the Lich Bane coming out, allowing Link to just pressure down each turret by himself with the wave clear. Picked up Dragon earlier. CLG is just surmounting all their advantages onto Kiwi Kid now. I don't think he's going to be able to get out alive. It's going to be quite a bit of damage necessary. Crumbs comes in for the Spirit Fire help, but it's not going to be enough.
Oh, KDA, guys. Now it's time to start worrying about that KDA.
10-0 is the score right now. This is where it kind of gets scary, though, right? They are down. It looks grim for Dignitas in these fights, but if CLG makes that mistake, it's going to be a quick turnaround. Dig knows how to use mistakes, but it's quite small and minute right now. CLG is looking real hot on this game, and they are not going to let this go.
Yes, to say the least. It would have to be a monumental mistake from CLG at this point. In the game right now, Dignitas should really use this time to regroup, because they've had a tough couple of games here in the beginning of Serper Week. They can't give up, though. They have to start thinking about what are the mistakes we made. We need to patch these up. Obviously, it's that level 1. That's going to be the first thing that they look to, but there's so much more. Oh, yeah, don't point those out. That's the goal discrepancy from Double Lift and Cutie Pie right now is painful to look at.
We'll see if they can bring this game closer within reach. We've seen Turtles go on for quite long. They have the siege pressure to do it, but like you said, CLG is really raring and ready to go for this nexus of Dignitas. They have those two lanes pushed. The top lane, with the pressure they had on two inhibitors with turrets, is going to be quite easy for them. It's up to Dignitas to really make this move. And turned it around.
Seems like CLG are just kind of milking it here, taking their time. Now they have all lane shoving because they do have 2 inhibitors now. Link at the bottom, his ultimate's available. They're pushing on the last inhibitor turret now, and there goes the ultimate from Doublelift.
So much damage coming out just from True Shot Barrage. Scar is forced to turn back. The tower goes down. Like I said, the other towers didn't make a difference. The TP comes out just so Link can help take down the inhibitor. They want all the waves pushing in. Like we said before, it's kind of hard to multitask when you want to get that fight in and you got minions all over your turrets. 32 minutes in, the taunt goes in on Kiwi Kid. A final fight could occur here between these teams. It's going to be the Stranglethorns to pop them up. Kiwi Kid is down. Dignitas is losing HP fast, but they're keeping enough up to guard the turrets. It's going to be a 1-for-0 right now as everybody's backing left and right. Chowster very hurt in the fight. Scar does fall after his passive wears off. It looks like CLG could have enough damage to take down the turrets. They don't have the waves yet, though.
Oh, Scar just wanted that kill onto Chowster. Waited until the Stand United fell off. These Nexus turrets falling like butter.
That bottom wave was there ready for them, just coming up on the backside. It looks like they'll be able to take down the Nexus as well. CLG will be able to take down Dignitas in Game 6 of Super Week Wednesday.
Congratulations to CLG right there. It was a well-deserved win. They took that lead early and they did not let it up.
Very strong play. Chowster, kind of going off, going ahead and playing Moo, doing different things around not around the map, but just around, right? CLG was kind of in a funk as well. They rubbed that off on Dignitas. They said, we don't want this anymore. We don't want this funk. Dignitas now has to find their way out of it because it's kind of striking a lot of teams, right? We saw Curse losing some matches today too. These teams are coming to win from the bottom of the brackets.
Really, it's just getting so hard.